Think fast. Happy now and peace. Now is a vibrate. We're not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Think fast. I've been knowing, growing up, you know what I'm saying, as an infinite being, a young enlightened being, you come to a point of realizing that you don't need human vouchers or vouchers from the ego. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about being in school and how I started slacking in my grades because I realized that most of this was just to show and prove to people who, in most cases, I knew I were, more intellectual and more smarter than. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could make it sound more humbler, than that. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could make it sound easy, but sometimes the truth is, matter of fact, how they say the truth hurt. Sometimes it just hurt, just ow. And can't do nothing about it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I realized that at a young age that I didn't need no voucher from somebody who I knew I had more, intelligence than in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, like, with the teachers, like, of course, most of my teachers had more knowledge than me as far as, like, what they were speaking on in these books, you know what I'm saying? But as far as spiritual knowledge and what I heard, Infinite Water say today, emotional IQ, but you know what I'm saying? It's not about just read a book, read information, and if I could relay this information, then, oh, I'm smart because I memorized this information. I was able to pass this test that you made up for me. That has nothing to do with the universe and God testing me or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But which I mean in itself, going through school and all that was a test of God. Like put you through some, life lessons. You know what I'm saying? Put me through that hell to create this infinite being to save everybody else from it. You know what I'm saying? But that was just one of the things, that I was thinking about. I'm like, I never really needed that voucher, and none of you do, and you don't have to be no indigo, no star seed, no person. You could just be, an enlightened human in general. You know what I'm saying? Just enlightened being that been understanding, like, you know, where matter of fact, some people could be enlightened where they didn't seem like they, how could I say, like they been kind of had that understanding. They may not be an indigo child, but they been knowing like, man, I'm gonna do things my way. You know what I'm saying? Like those people are spiritually enlightened people, people who feel like doing things their way no matter what at an early age. That's spiritually enlightened. You know what I'm saying? Because you know and understand that this society has just been trying to mold you into this little person that they want to try to mold you into and put you into a little box or whatever. But when I already talked about boxes and how I dislike boxes. but but for sure though, man, you just gotta realize that, man. Like you don't need no voucher. Matter of fact, like Jim Brown, I think, had said that about the Hall of Fame. He was like, man, it's nice that they put me in the Hall of Fame, but I ain't need a bunch of people to tell me how good I, was to know how good I was. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew how good I was, you know what I'm saying? I ain't need nobody really, tell me. And then in the case of what I'm talking about, I know how smart I am, and I don't need a test that don't judge how smart I am to try to tell me how smart I am. You know, you not only, I know I'm smart, but you trying to give me a test that don't even judge intelligence in the first place. So it's like, why am I even here? What am I doing here? Like, why I'm not in the stars on my Nimbus cloud flying somewhere? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like that was the thing. Like, it's like, cause what's funny, like everybody who, like, I was always just naturally smart. Like, I never had to study. I remember one of my biggest problems in elementary school. As a matter of fact, my teachers used to talk to me like I was grown then in that situation where, like, I would clown too much. I was the class clown, but plus, I was smart. And while I'm making my 4 points, I'm also cutting up. And the teachers would be like, because what they, it's like, oh, by you clowning, you stopping so and so from making they, from doing their work. And I'm like, so they're telling me like to fall back, and I toned it down, of course, the most I could, because I remember I had that conversation with my mom also about a personality. I'm like, when she told me to be quiet and calm down and kind of like, well, she told me to stop clowning, like, I could try my best, but to ask me to stop clowning, and I told my mom this. I was like, Mama, asking me to stop clowning in class is like telling Corey to stop being Corey. Like, you just basically just sat in front of me and asked me to stop being myself. Like, and I think I was in like the sixth grade maybe when I told my mom this, sixth or seventh grade. You know, like, and that's a matter of fact that understanding. You know what I'm saying? Just being myself at heart. But we you understand and you could catch early that from school into a bunch of different things that you don't need no voucher from an egotistical system or egotistical human. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like I say with the school situation, because that's what just really got me. I don't know what made me think of that, but I was like, like how like everybody, beat them books across the head to get them 4 points for what? In essence, you know what I'm saying? My brother and sister, my classmates who did it, I'm not knocking you and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, by the way. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to, beat that book across my head, and is that real intelligence if I have to, you know, beat that book across my head, or is it intelligence to come across it and just know, and catch it quick? And we all learn at different rates, of course, but and like I say though, that school system stuff, it was just backwards in general. So it didn't make no sense to try to, excel, like I say, because it was like, I'm getting judged by who, somebody who have and less intelligence, less spiritual intelligence too. That's more of, you know, because I feel like you got ego intelligence and then you got spiritual intelligence. Or like I say with Infinite Wars, talking about that emotional IQ, which would be your spiritual intelligence. How smart your soul is, how what you've been learning from all your past lives. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people that could know more physical knowledge than me, but they got the spiritual knowledge of like a little kid. That's why like I feel like an old soul on side of old people. Like I feel like an older person on side of some old people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like they got. We check IDs at our job, and older people are some of the people that flip out the most. You know what I'm saying? So how could I listen? Matter of fact, and think about that. There's some of these people flipping out at somebody, school teachers and shit like that. It's somebody that know they should have the idea, this and that, or if a place of business asks for it, you shouldn't trip out. You know what I'm saying? But here are these people just like, I'm old enough to be your mom. I'm old enough to be your daddy. It's a lack of spiritual, maturity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you're old enough to be my parent. It's obvious. You know, but but it's just funny. And then, like I say, and that person, you know, got to teach somebody how to carry themselves. Wonder how that's gonna turn out. The 50-year-old person that acts like a 5-year-old that has to teach a older person, or teach a younger person on how to be, mature. But peace. I digress. Happy now. Now it's a vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Right now I'm about to go to the stove. I don't know why I told y'all that. I just keep it real, man, and keep the relationship real in the videos, I guess. But peace.